And you're going to see that 10-year age advantage for Diaz, though Marquez is not exactly...
Waiting out of the blue corner, wearing blue, officially weighing 134 1/2 pounds. This two-time world champion has a professional record consisting of IBO lightweight champion of the world, El Torito, Juan, Baby Bull, Diaz. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver with red, official weight 134 1/4 pounds. A three-time world champion and future Hall of Famer, has a professional record de Ciudad de Mexico, the reigning, defending Ring Magazine lightweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Dinamita Marquez.
Todo el tiempo. Buena suerte. Good luck. Let's go.
Who is the best lightweight in the world? We're about to find out.
Well, you watched all the hard work that Ronnie Shields did in bringing Rocky Juarez. Marquez's trainer, Nacho Beristain, was the man who handled Oscar De La Hoya in his disastrous outing against Manny Pacquiao. Already the pressure from Diaz.
At this stage.
Diaz showing respect, ripping Marquez with another left hook. 3 body shots from Marquez. This is going to be a hellacious war.
Between a younger and older fighter. In this case, the early rounds seem to favor Diaz.
To hit Marquez for the most part. I thought this was what we would see starting about the 4th round, but not in the...
Not to mention the well-known cultural Mexican tradition of willing to mix it up.
What a big left hook by Diaz. Marquez trying to fire back. Lands a right cross on a left hook. Round 1
Straight through the middle with punches where he's really exerting his weight. And even though they weighed in, Marquez to back up by pushing his punches straight forward and pushing his weight at the same time.
And by the way, with the sole exception of his one round, I get the hunch that Marquez is going to need to stay up.
I don't think he's going to do that. And the way that Diaz is punching, he's got his head down more, where he's getting better leverage in the exchanges, and Marquez is straight, where he can maximize his strength.
Big left hook. Staggers Marquez. Marquez in trouble and trying to fight his way out of it. Marquez might have been gone right there. It was an unbelievable shot.
That instinct that I mentioned from Morales, and Marquez has the same thing inside him.
In fact, if you want punches in the round, big left hook by Diaz, straight right hand by Marquez. Jabbing and hunting. Marquez going to the body and coming back up. Missed the right hand.
Okay? I want you to relax for me now, okay? Now listen, don't let this guy out-jab you.
Here we say Diaz driving in, we call him left hook right there, and head probably because he had him back and back. And he's maximizing his weight on every punch by lunging forward as he punches.
Particularly, every once in a while, they go off the diving board all at once. But he's looked really good in the first couple of rounds against a guy who's looked... Four-punch combination by Diaz.
So Marquez is landing punches, but the way that is just as good sometimes.
Good right hand by Marquez. Real fighters.
Punches forward with 4-4s, and also you see punches coming back from Marquez, which are counter.
I saw 3 judges score out of draw. Very, very rare. Back to this fight. Juan Diaz head and stand there and slug with Diaz, and that's how Diaz works with Diaz. The more clean shots, just like he's doing right there. 3-0 Diaz.
A harder puncher, but of course, Diaz, as we pointed out, is by nature the bigger man.
Maximum level. He hunches his body forward in a Joe Frazier type style.
A 4-punch counter-punch combination. Awesome stuff. should a fight like this even be scored? Just let them fight.
Side to side head move. Okay?
Where's the Vaseline? Where's the Vaseline?
Here you say Diaz land his beautiful left hook. Evidently, Marquez cannot feel the left hook combination, particularly at the end of the round.
Diaz established themselves with their volume.
Diaz again, imposing his will against Marquez on the ropes and catches him again with a left combination, and he nails Diaz with 2 uppercuts in a row. Both from the straight right hand down the pipe by Diaz.
Well, I tell you what, this is going to be a tough fight right here.
Another huge left hook by Diaz.
You know, referee Rafael Ramos has not had to break these guys up from one clinch at all that I can recall.
I didn't even know he was in the ring.
No, they're just fighting their way straight through.
On our competitor network, Showtime. One difference. Good left hook by Diaz again. Boys have style in other fights. Another big left hook. There, Diaz got an assist. Marquez is beginning to become. Uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. How many times you see that? Left hook, back into the ropes. All-out war. What happened to the boxing? Diaz eats a hard right hand.
Give me a deep one. Deep one. Let him out flow. Again.
Don't let him build.
Juan Diaz, Juan Manuel Marquez merely going to stay off them ropes. When he goes on the ropes, Juan Diaz just pummels him like you're watching here. When the fight goes into the center of the ring, Juan
Did in the Rocky Juarez Chris John fight that preceded this, and he'll be trying. Straight right hands landing for Juan Manuel. Left hook, body shot, left hook to the body, all by Juan Diaz. Now it looks as though the stamina advantage is beginning to show for the baby boy.
A bit with his mouth open since the 3rd round. The pace is something, as you noted, Jim.
2 straight right hands by Marquez. 2 more big left hooks by Diaz. Drives Marquez right hand of his own. Marquez trying to counter Diaz, keeping the pressure on. He listened to Ronnie between rounds. He's not going to let the Mexican rest.
Listen.
Don't go to the ropes. That's on his favors. In the middle. You're beating him.
Those exchanges that they have, and you see the punches are landing, short punches, sweat flying, shows the type of a fight this.
You've heard the crowd. You've seen the energy. In January, it was a tremendous Friday night. Big crowds in Madison Square Garden and Youngstown, Ohio for Miguel Cotto Diaz. Economic conditions are helping to bring boxing back to its roots, and fans are responding.
Uppercut from Marquez, which has been maybe his most effective.
Along with the straight right hand. So they're equal in cuts now. Into the 8th round. There comes the uppercut again. Twice in a row.
He found a home with that left uppercut.
Diaz isn't landing many, but he's asserting his energy again. Good job of blocking punches there by the baby bull. He'll have to go to work on Diaz between rounds.
The same thing as, Marquez is fighting for the pride of his country. Even though they're both supposed to be Mexican right now, he considers Diaz a half Mexican. He's American Mexican.
What action.
This is amazing.
Marquez is a good defensive fighter, but Diaz overwhelms the volume of his punches. Even as Marquez.
And as the blood flows, the urgency level rises.
And you changed somewhat, and Marquez's confidence level is starting to grow now.
Diaz did not respond well to the cut against the dire way here against Marquez.
Well, we told you how Marquez adjusts and comes on.
Diaz got caught with a left hook, and he looks stunned.
25 seconds to get away. Diaz with a left hook to back him off. Possibly a throw.
And Marquez is an experienced fighter. I don't know if Diaz can handle that. because he has not had that type of experience.
Hey, what was it? Joe got the cut. Now listen, give me that mouthpiece.
Here you see Marquez mixing up his punches to the outside and between the gloves. And here is a left hook that he catches with the head, which he just simply didn't see the punch. And it's a punch that hurts you always when it came through.
Harold Letterman's scorecard begins to tighten. Marquez making his patented.
He's the heavier-handed fighter, puncher. And it's starting to take its toll on Diaz.
Box record for these two fighters tonight.
While they smash each other's faces.
Exactly. Marquez made Manuel in about the third or fourth round to find that upper, hammer away at it with 2 and 3 uppercuts at a time.
Very smart fighter. Great adjustments. And I thought this time he would be watching, but as he's turning around, he's back in the fight, and Diaz. You know, it's interesting when Diaz had it, and Marquez said he never would dream at that time, especially being that he was only 16 and he ended up fighting with Diaz.
He said he was they're taunting each other in the ring. Great left hook by Diaz through the sheer force of will. All credit to the referee.
Because if
he stops it, it'll be the first thing he's done in the fight.
In fact, it's Diaz who's had more experience fighting at this pace.
And he's 10 years younger. And he's fighting in his hometown. And he's supposedly the stronger man.
And he's hurt.
A huge uppercut. Down goes Diaz. Can he make it out of the round? 35 seconds to go.
Okay, but I don't think that's what he's going to do.
And look at Marquez go to the body. Look at him go to the body to try to set up the finish. And what a right hand. And that will be that.
What you just saw was a really good young fighter knocked out by a...
And you're pound for pound number one.
Maybe.
Marquez.
Just might
No,
be.
that's what you said, and you have good grounds to say that.
Well, let me say this. Who is great, Marquez is just as great.
Right hand, but what amazed me was the precision and the accuracy of the punches from Marquez. He didn't miss too many punches.
Produced that first knockdown. The second knockdown is really almost a formality on a brilliant right.
He threw punches over the top, and then he threw punches up underneath.
The sheer precision.
Lightweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Dinamita